Most organizations have enough dashboards. Some have too many. The problem is not visibility. The problem is that visibility often stops before action starts. That is the difference this video is about. Reporting explains what happened. Intelligence drives what should happen next. Let's first look at the core problem most organizations face with their current data setup. A team reviews a dashboard. The numbers are accurate. The issue is visible. Everyone can see the problem, but nobody owns the next action. No threshold is triggered. No escalation happens. No one changes the operating plan. That is reporting. It may be useful, but it is passive. It shows the problem. It does not contain it. Now let's break down the function of reporting and where its value and limitations lie. Reporting describes the past. It answers the question, what happened? It summarizes data, aggregates performance, and creates information for review. The weak point appears when reporting becomes the end of the process. The report is sent, the dashboard is reviewed, the metric is discussed, then the same issue repeats next week. Intelligence, by contrast, operates on a fundamentally different mechanism focused on action and operational control. Intelligence works differently. It does not stop at the metric. It connects the signal to a decision. It defines thresholds, owners, actions, and escalation paths before the problem becomes too large. In intelligence work, the question is not only did we report it correctly, the central question is, did the signal trigger the right action in time? Let's look at a concrete example to highlight the difference between these two systems. A reporting system shows missed deliveries reached 9.7% yesterday. The team sees the number, agrees it is high, but if nothing changes, the metric only created visibility. That is not intelligence. In an intelligence system, the same signal behaves differently. If missed deliveries exceed 5% for 4 hours, an alert triggers. Dispatch reviews the routes. The issue is contained before it spreads. The difference is the action path around the data. Most teams respond to weak decisions by adding more reporting, more charts, more filters. That usually creates more noise, not more control. Strong teams do the opposite. They reduce the number of critical signals. They define which thresholds matter. They decide who owns the response. They agree what happens when the line is crossed. For every critical metric, ask, what threshold matters? Who owns the action? What happens when it crosses the line? If a metric cannot answer these questions, it is probably not a control system yet. The common mistake is believing that better reporting automatically creates better decisions. It does not. A better dashboard can still fail if no one has authority to act. A cleaner metric can still fail if the team waits for the next meeting. Reporting shows the issue. Intelligence creates the response. Let's focus on one concrete step you can take this week to start shifting from reporting to intelligence.
Pick one important dashboard this week. Choose one metric that matters. Define the threshold, assign the owner, write the action. Then measure whether the action changed the outcome. That is the shift from reporting to intelligence.
A dashboard is not the decision. If a metric does not trigger ownership, action, or escalation, it is not intelligence. It is decoration. For more field notes on AI, risks, dashboards, and operational decision-making, visit hassanjafal.com.